Hello, welcome back to this video, and I am Shadab Alam. I am a student of Public Policy at Indian Institute of Bombay. As you can see on this, as you can see on your screen, we're going to talk about something really very exciting in this video. Yes, we're going to talk about Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. They have recently launched a master program in public policy, right? And this program is being delivered by School of Public Policy, Indian Institute of Delhi. So as you can see on the screen, they have pretty nice website, and uh, as you know, there is a very dynamic in look, and these are the this is the sharp introduction of the school. So as you can see, the school is set up by the Indian Institute of Delhi, and they call it a School of Public Policy, and the program is called Masters in Public Policy, Science, Technology, and Innovation. Basically, it is STI, right, with the framework of development. So this is the a brief introduction about the program, and if you want to more about this program, just go to this website and visit it, and try to sort of have a look at it, right, if you are interested in this domain. So prima facie, like, we are here to understand about the academics, so we're gonna jump on this segment, and as you will click on this segment, you will see two sort of academics program. One is the Masters in Public Policy, and another is PhD in Public Policy. So they have been recruiting PhD students since I think 2020, and as far as the master program is concerned, so they have launched in 2021. So before a week they have been closed their applications for the master programs. So those who are interested in this program can prepare for this program for the next academic year, right, since the application is closed right now. So the rationale of this program to to cater and to meet the need of the challenges of the 21st century. And when I say the challenges of 21st century, it means the challenges of housing, health policies, education policies, science and tech policies, and many more, right? You can just name it. So you just can name any of the issue, the public issue, it will ultimately comes in the domain of public policy, right? So let's not debate and discuss what is what is the thematic areas of the public policy, though. Just let's deep dive into this program and understand whether you should go for this or not. If you will click on the given link, you will be directed to this page. Basically, it's a browser of this program, and as you can see, this program is called Masters in Public Policy, and the intake was for 2021 to 2022, right? And as it is mentioned here, this is called the School of Public Policy. So as you will scroll down a little bit more, you will see a table of content which is about the Institute Public Policy, and the objective of the program, the pedagogy, and the minimum eligibility criteria of the admission, and the batch size, fee structure, and the career prospects, of course, right? So these are the tables which you will be directed towards. So let's move further and check it out, what is about the institute. So I think if you are really interested in the domain of public policy, and if you are serious about this program, you should not miss it to read it, right? I'll highly recommend to everybody out there to read loudly and carefully, so that you can understand the purpose of the institution, the program, so that subsequently you can make a choice whether you are right fit for the program or not. When I say right fit, it means whether you are interested in this program or not, right? As you can see here, it is written there, right? The Indian Institute of Technology Delhi is one of the 23rd IITs created to be centers of the excellence for training, research and development in science, engineering and technology in India. So it was established in 1961, and the institute was established by an act which is called Indian Institute of Technology Amendment Act 1963, right? So I mean, this is a brief history about the program, including the the humanities, management, engineering, and PhDs, right? So this is the sharp, sort of an SOP, summary of this school, or let's say the the Indian Institute of Technology. Now coming to the point of School of Public Policy, right? So the school was founded in 2018, and since I mentioned before, they have been running the PhD program since then, and right now they have been, they started this program which is called Masters in Public Policy, MPP, and deeply concentrated in science, technology, and innovation, which is called STI, policy within the the public policy framework. So as you will read a little bit further, you will get to know that the rationale, then everything else about the program, and of course the subjectivity, the objectivity of Masters in Public Policy at Indian Institute of Delhi, right? So if you are really interested in, go and read it. If I'll read it, you may get bored with this video, so let me scroll down further a bit more. If meanwhile, if you have any questions about this program, just do let me know in the comment box, right? So one thing which you need to focus over here is, the SPP, means the School of Public Policy at the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, says SPP has a rapidly growing faculty with pedagogical research focus on the following thematic areas, which is energy, environment, agriculture, food and water, internet, digital information, and society, in the context of innovation, system, and processes, right? Centralizing industry and economy. So if you are really interested in the domain of, let's say, agriculture, water, science and technology, internet, of course in the context of public policy, then you should consider this program for yourself, right? And opposite to this scenario, if you are interested in something else, let's say the infrastructure policy or the urban management, then I think this program won't justify your needs. So that is why I said, you should read it carefully, and you should identify your domain and your thematic areas, to work upon. So let's say if somebody is really interested in water policy, and if he is going to the school where the program is primarily being focused on the health policy, then it doesn't make sense, right? I think you are logical enough to guess and to understand the rationale. And apart from it, I think you might be wondering, after doing this course, or after having done this program in public policy, where you gonna work, right? So if you are serious aspirant, serious public policy aspirants, then you might be having a little bit idea, right, where you're gonna work after this program. So prima facie, you can just sense, I mean, you would be working with the INGOs, non-profit organizations, some consultants, or maybe some policy think tanks or research groups or advocacy based groups, etc., etc. But let me give you another picture of this story. So these days, the big business tycoons like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and so many others like them, right? They are trying to recruit the public policy professionals, and especially to those professionals who have done their program in the context of technology, society, and law, right? So this program from Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, would justify to those who are planning to work as policy advisor or policy consultant. And as you can see, the rationale of the program, why they have set up this school, what they want to achieve through this school. So this kind of information is written in this process. I'll mention the link in the description so that you can go and read this thoroughly. So again, Masters in Public Policy is a flagship program, and this would be the amalgamation of science, technology, innovation in the context of public policy, right? So basically this is the research based master program as it is written there. This program will train the professionals who want to contribute in the country's development, and who want to solve the challenges which our country facing in this century, right? The challenges of climate, health, water, agriculture, food security, and so on and so forth. Objective its program is clearly written there. You should also read it, and even in fact I'll highly recommend you to read this thoroughly, so that you can just have a sense what you would be learning throughout this program, and what you are expected to do after this program, right? So like I have mentioned before, this is the objective of this program, to to prepare the the professionals, the public policy professionals, who can face these challenges, they solve the the challenges of the public policies, and sort of develop efficient public policy framework. And not the least, to prepare academia. This is very important thing, right? Prepare academics or the scholars of public policy, right? So that they can help the next generation learners, and they can prepare the next generation learners to face those challenges logically. So if you want to read it in a detail, you just move there and read it, right? Pedagogy, this is very this is very important things to understand. So pedagogy means like how you're gonna sort of read this course, and how you're gonna sort of engage with this program. So as it is mentioned here, this program would consist the students from natural sciences, engineering, law, medicine, humanities, social science, and etc., right? So of course they never gonna teach them with any single framework, right? So there would be multiple frameworks to deliver this program in the classroom and outside the classrooms as well. So as it is mentioned here, right, there would be a lot of case methods, group assignments, and the seminars, this policy practicing tools, and so on and so forth. There are so many other real life learning cases. There must be a lot of classroom debate, discussions, and so many other engaging things, right? Since it's a public policy, not any sort of management course, so you sort of gonna debate, discuss, write, speak, and so many other things, right? You're gonna do that with this program. So I have a pretty much good intention to whenever I look at this structure of this program, right? So it would be highly rigorous, highly skilled based program. You need to, I think, study very hard, to sort of study these those concepts and understand fully. After from after this thing, right? So after this, let's move on the other segment, which is called eligibility criteria. So basically they need your 5-year graduation, and if you don't have it, then you need to have your master degree after your bachelor's. So if you are like if you have done your BTech, then you are most welcome. And if you have done 5 years LLB, then of course you are most welcome to this course. Otherwise, those who have done their undergrad, specifically for those who have done their 3 years undergrad, so those people need to have done their masters as well. And those people who have done their masters in any sort of honors degree, let's say economics, sociology, or political science, they no need to produce their masters ka certificate, right? They all that 4 years ka that program will work, right? So this is the minimum eligibility criteria for this program, and this was for this year only, right? I'm assuming since this was the new program, so they didn't ask you to produce any sort of national eligibility test thing, right? So for instance, myself, they ask us to produce GATE ka score, then NET, GRF, or ICSR. I mean, anything you have to produce this, right? If you haven't done any sort of test, let's say GATE or NET, then you need to have some sort of work experience in order to become eligible to study at IIT Bombay, right? Since it's a new program and they have given some sort of relaxation, they didn't ask you to produce any sort of national eligibility test like GATE and NET, but I'm assuming in the next year, I mean, they have they will include this feature, right? I think they will ask you to produce some sort of test scores. So the cohort size, the batch size should be around 20 to 30. The fee structure is for the regular students is 10,000 per semester, and those who are sponsored students have to submit 50,000 per semester. So the career prospects, you might be wondering what is the career prospects of this after completing this course. So clearly it is written here, right? I mean, you may go and work at different governmental organizations or the public bureaucracy. And the one disclaimer which is written here completely, this program will not equip you to prepare for the UPSC. So those like who have some sort of sense in their mind, this program will help them to qualify the UPSC, then it is wrong. Ask me, I have double experience. Guys, you should know one thing, right? Which is the program is very, very rigorous. It's extremely rigorous program. You will hardly get a time to talk, with your girlfriend or boyfriend, right? You have another sort of panga in if you are in a relationship, right? If you are studying public policy, and of course, if you are honest with yourself, you won't be able to, allot so much time, because this program is very rigorous, very hectic, lot of works, group cases, assignments. And of course, I mean, these things matter to those who are like a serious student, who want to study, who want to learn, right? So as I mentioned before, if you are honest with yourself, then you would have hardly any time to prepare for UPSC, right? So if you want to prepare UPSC, don't go for this program. Then you can work at multilateral agencies, international NGOs, and non-governmental organization, as I mentioned before. Then you can become an academic or the research at any one of the research institution. You can go work for the policy think tanks. You can work at private sectors, the corporations, consultancies, research agencies, and journalism, right? As I mentioned, I mean, you can work for Ola, Uber, and so many other things, so many other corporate houses, as I mentioned in the earlier segment of this video. And last but not the least, you can go for the doctoral programs in public policy, right? So this is the sort of career prospects of this program, right? Moving further to this slides, you can see this the program structure. So one thing I found it very exciting is the SIT and sustainable development, and the aesthetics of public policy. So both these things are very new to this program, right? And not only to this program, I think across India, I mean, there are only few institutions which have such sort of vibrant and newly developed curriculum, I would say. I won't say it's a unique and other thing, but yeah, it's a very exciting, it's a very new thing to be included in this program, right? Or in the syllabus. So this introduction to public policy and STI, science, technology and innovation, this is really exciting. I mean, as I'm reading it, I'm getting excited, right? And this another very exciting thing is the public institution in India, theory and practice. So you would be studying a lot of philosophy, a lot of practices, a lot of debate and discussion in the program. So these sort of things, like these sort of syllabus and curriculum, make the program very makes the program very exciting, very learningful, right? Then again, moving to the third semester, you would be studying a lot of research methods, lot of policy exercises, thesis. Then you would have another elective courses, as you had in semester, I think semester 2. As you can see, there is elective 1, elective 2, and on semester 3rd you have another elective, right? And semester 4th you have this open elective and the thesis. Somewhere we call it capstone, and somewhere we call it thesis, somewhere we call it dissertation, right? So it's the same thing, prima facie, right? So you have these sort of courses and curriculum. And moving further to the electives, you can see a lot of exciting and very learningful, very demanding courses over here. So for instance, modeling complexes adaptive system for policy analysis. So this is one of the very exciting things for me to study, right? And I hope if you are a public policy aspirant and really interested in data research and methodologies, then you would be liking this subject, modeling and complex adaptive and system of policy analysis. Then you have so many other very fascinating, very excellent, very splendid electives. So my favorite here is comparative industrial policy, socio-economic data analysis, science, technology, innovation, policy and agriculture. So these are my favorites. I mean I like them. to read and study and explore about it. So these are the electives. So guys, this was the small presentation from my side. I think not small, it's very long, but I think it would be quite helpful for you to understand, to know, and to mingle with the schools and to deep down a little bit more, so that you can make an informed choice, and you can go for this program. Right now, coming to the question whether you should join it or not. So see, I mean, Indian Institute of Technology is something, is very big name in the Indian higher education system. It doesn't matter whether it is new or old. Once you're gonna pass out from this institution, nobody gonna ask you whether you have the new certificate or the old certificates. The thing matter is the name of the institution, and the of course the quality of the education. So if you are interested in the domain of public policy, and specifically the five domain which I had mentioned in this PPT, which was agriculture, water, and science and tech, and the innovation entrepreneurship, then I think you should consider this program. Now you might be wondering, like, how they're gonna admit the student, right? The entrance process and so many other things. So there is a written test, the national level ka written test. Then they have, I think, essay test writings. Then you have to face an interview. So there are three layered selection criteria. You have to write an entrance examination, which would be online, and on the other hand you have essay writing test, which is also would be online. And then on the third level you have the interview, and the interview also will be held online, right? So you don't need to worry about going to IT Daily for this process, the admission process. Those who have applied for this year can comment down below, and I would help you guys to to prepare for the interview process, right? And those guys who want to appear for the next year, they also can comment down below and ask me whatever you want to ask. I would be happy to reply your text. And if you want to have the serious discussion about this program with me, you can just write me an email, and hopefully I will apply it soon, and I may help you with couple of things in the admission process, like essay writing, SOPs, interview, and the entrance examination preparation. So I hope guys you will like this video. If you like this video, give a thumbs up to this channel, and please subscribe this channel. In future I will be bringing so many more videos regarding public policy, so many other entrance examinations at India and abroad level. Thank you very much.